Interest is one of the 31 theories in the study of motivation and emotion. To fully understand motivation and how it works, one must come to understand the theories of motivation. Theories are as useful as they are because they provide empirically validated guidance on how to understand and how to solve a problem. Thinking in a common sense way, we know that interest affects our lives. We often talk about our interest in activities or our lack of interest that results in no motivation to participate in something. Interest has been found to influence attention, goals, and levels of learning. Interest creates the urge to explore, investigate, seek, manipulate, and extract information from the objects that surround us. Interest is important because first, it motivates environmental engagement, and second, it replenishes motivational and cognitive resources. Specifically, the four-phase model of interest development includes the following phases. 1. Triggered situational interest. 2. Maintained situational interest. 3. Emerging individual interest. And 4. Well-developed individual interest. Suzanne Hege and K. Ann Reniger state that interest is a psychological state that in later phases of development is also a predisposition to re-engage content that applies to in-school and out-of-school learning to young and old alike. Interest is distinguished from other motivational variables in three ways. Interest includes both affective and cognitive components as separate but interacting systems. Both the affective and cognitive components of interest have biological roots, and interest is the outcome of an interaction between a person and a particular content. There are two types of interest that this four-phase model focuses on. One type is situational interest, and the other type is individual interest. Situational interest refers to focused attention and the affective reaction that is triggered in the moment by an environmental stimuli which may or may not last over time. Individual interest refers to a person's relatively enduring predisposition to re-engage particular content over time, as well as to the immediate psychological state when this predisposition has been activated. The four-phase model of interest development identifies situational interest as providing a basis for emerging individual interest. Differing levels of effort, self-efficacy, goal setting, and ability to self-regulate behavior have been found to characterize each phase of interest, and changes in these variables occur when interest develops or recedes. To further elaborate, Phase 1 is triggered situational interest, which refers to a psychological state of interest that results from short-term changes in affective and cognitive processing. It can be sparked by environmental or text features, is typically externally supported, it is influenced by instructional conditions or learning environments. Phase 2 is a maintained situational interest, which refers to a psychological state of interest that is subsequent to a triggered state, involves focused attention and persistence over an extended episode in time, and or reoccurs and again persists. Situational interest is held and sustained through meaningfulness of tasks and or personal involvement. It's typically externally supported, it's influenced by instructional conditions or learning environments, and may or may not be a precursor to the development of a predisposition to re-engage. Phase 3 is emerging individual interest, which refers to a psychological state of interest as well as to the beginning phases of a relatively enduring predisposition to seek repeated re-engagement with a particular classes of content over time. Phase 3 is characterized by positive feelings, stored knowledge, and stored value. It also encourages generating curiosity questions, redefining and exceeding task demands, being resourceful in difficult situations, and anticipating subsequent steps. Phase 4 is well-developed individual interest, which is basically the same as Phase 3, except with more stored knowledge and more stored value. Phase 4 is exemplified by a student that values the opportunity to re-engage in tasks. They're resourceful, anticipate subsequent steps, they seek answers to curiosity questions, and the effort that they produce feels effortless. Part 2 is to follow this video.
created using Powtoon.